viewers, welcome to another episode of the Interior Show with me, Simi Chandok. Of course, you're going to see a beautiful home, but you're also going to meet the architect and designer, Nishita Kamdar. She specializes in designing modern homes and, of course, making them weather-friendly. So if you're looking to grab a few ideas for your home, then this is just your kind of show. So let's go meet Nishita.
Hi, I'm Nishita Kamdar. I'm the principal architect of Studio Nishita Kamdar. I'm an architect and an interior designer. Nature in its untouched format completely inspires me. I believe as a designer I can bring about a civic change, and that's why I try to cause as less damage to nature as possible. If I had to define my style, it would be modern and minimalistic, because I believe that design should be as simple as possible.
Hey Nishita, welcome to the Interior Show.
Thank you so much.
So Nishita, we're about to see your home right now, and you're also going to take us to a client's home that you have designed. If I had to ask you that what are the common elements in your designs, whether it's your home or your client's homes, which are the elements that would be reflective of your personality as a designer?
So I'm a very simple person, and also the designs which I do are extremely simple and no fuss. I try to maximize what the client already has instead of adding more elements and creating chaos.
By qualification and degree, you're an architect, but you're also doing interior designs. If you had to compare both the fields, which one is more fun for you?
I find interior designing a lot more fun and creative. Also because you get to see your results much more quickly than an architectural project would take time. So also the thought of constantly having to experiment with different materials and all is very exciting to me.
Tell us more about the kind of work you like to do here.
I believe when you over-design, you tend to kill the space. So most of the places that I design are extremely simple but high on utility.
I think the viewers are going to love this because almost everybody has this issue of space.
That's right. We're in a time where space is extremely less, so we should know how to maximize it and utilize it to its fullest.
Nishita, you also specialize and you have a lot of focus in your designs on DIYs, that is do-it-yourselves, whether they are pots or they are jars.
I think when you go to purchase everything from outside, it somehow tends to go outside your budget. So doing things at home, like creating beautiful things from home, is a great idea to decorate your house.
Can you describe the design of your home, the lighting, the materials used, the colors, the color theme in your home?
I prefer extremely soothing colors. So if you see, our living room is extremely neutral, and I've added these pops of colors with cushions and accessories everywhere to just brighten up the space. Also, since the house is small, what I've done is very smartly used all the corners, either in terms of shelving or tables. It just kind of utilizes every space in a small house very smartly.
And how would you describe the lighting in your home?
So we were blessed with a lot of natural light in the house. So what we've tried to do is maximize that to its fullest. Other than that, we've tried to use a lot of accent lights to highlight spaces or niches to create design elements within the house.
Can we share some of your DIY tips with our viewers?
So what I'm going to do today is teach our viewers how to create a simple centerpiece for your table with something as simple as an old jar that you have in your house.
Okay, it could be a jam jar, it could be a pickle jar, it could be anything.
Absolutely any old jar that you have.
Okay.
What I'd first do is take a regular sellotape and create any design with it on the jar. So right now we're going to do a striped jar. So we're going to do something really interesting. We're going to be coloring between the sellotapes here.
Okay.
And when we remove the sellotape, what we're going to see is a clear glass around it. So it's going to make a pattern.
Correct.
After that, we could just take any glass paint or a poster paint, and we're going to paint in the spaces between the two tapes. The point is to use old things that you have at home and create beautiful pieces out of them.
Recycle them. Okay.
So once this is done, we can let it dry for a couple of hours. We can start removing the sellotape. If you see, this is leaving a clear space between, which creates a design in the jar.
What would you use these jars for? I mean, just to keep them as colorful pieces, or can we even put them to use?
What we could do is we could add some fresh flowers into the pots and
interesting.
Kind of make centerpieces out of them.
Nishita, we can't wait to take a look at all the nooks and corners of your home that you have put to such optimal use. Are you going to take us around?
Yes, let's go. So this is my room.
Okay. I see that you have a floor bed here as opposed to a regular bed, so there must be a reason you've done that.
As you see, the room is extremely small. Had I kept the bed slightly higher or the regular height, the room would have looked extremely cluttered visually. So by keeping the bed low, it looks a lot more open.
And I see the shelves that you have used. You love corners, don't you?
I do. I think it's a great way to utilize space. What I've done is I've added shelves along the corner. You can keep your books, you can keep your artwork for photo frames. They make great storage spaces.
I also see some shelf space you've created behind the door.
That's right. So as you can see, there's very little wall space in this entire room.
Okay.
So what we've tried to do is we've placed a mirror right behind the door, so that we've utilized the back of the door as well. And right behind it, we've created like a very efficient storage system.
It's like a mini dresser.
That's right. It's exactly a mini dresser. Next is my workspace. What I've done is made a large desk here, which becomes a perfect workspace for me.
Where you can sketch and you can do everything you have to.
That's right. We've tried to utilize the extra space that we had in the house as a workspace cum bedroom. And but also what we've tried to do is I've tried to add a lot of color in this room so that it remains cheerful by coloring up a niche that we had in a bright orange color. We've also used colorful drapes all around the room to add another pop element. We have a beautiful yellow headboard which makes the whole room really summery and beautiful.
Well, that's an interesting mix of space here.
Thank you.
Well, I see that you have refrained from using a lot of colors in your living room here.
That's actually not true. What I've tried to do is use one white color in a lot of different textures, you know. So you'd get to see this white paneling here. You'd also get to see a textured white pot. There's also a beautifully textured wallpaper here, which creates another dimension. There's also a white paint here. So it's about using one color in a lot of different textures and formats.
Well, thank you for letting us take a look at your home. And now we can't wait to go to your client's home.
All right, let's go.
So here we are with Mehul Shah at his beautiful home, and we're about to talk to him and find out his experiences about living in this modern home. Hi Mehul, welcome to the Interior Show.
Hi.
Probably we would like to start off with how did you zero in on Nishita, because when you were looking for an interior designer, that itself is a tough choice as to who do you go with.
A year back, you know, I saw one of the children's rooms in a friend's house, and with the first look, it was really, I mean, very simple but very elegant kind of a room which I had seen for the first time. And I was looking at the experienced architects and the new architects, you know. So and when I started talking to her, probably that's when a few of the elements, you know, when she talked about the industrial designs or something like that, that clicked.
So was it difficult for Nishita to convince you, or were you completely open to using a lot of concrete and natural materials in your home?
When I started talking to her, it was the first thing, you know, I said, I need a very simple thing. Let's lay down the Italian marble and just some of the woods and other things like that. But then she took us, you know, I mean, through the different kind of materials and the very natural kind of materials which she suggested, and then probably we moved on there.
I think they were very strict about one thing, that the house had to be user-friendly, and the utility had to be high. Like the design couldn't take over the utility part of the house. That was one of the most important briefs that they gave us, especially because they have old parents who stay in the house. It had to be friendly for them as well.
So no prizes for guessing, I guess, that your parents would like to have a room on the same floor as the living room and the kitchen.
It's very convenient for moving in and out, as well as very close to the kitchen as well.
And do you find your home kid-friendly as well?
Oh yeah, sure.
Nishita, did you have any particular colors in mind, or did they give you a brief?
So the client preferred very muted colors. So as a designer, what I've tried to do is introduce color in terms of some popped colored furniture pieces, or we've
Like the one I'm sitting on right now?
That's right. So like it's the only bright color in this entire living room. We've also done some hand-painted pots in bright colors, which completely make the terrace look so vibrant.
I see a lot of open space. I guess his mom Tom and his wife have the best of both. They have an open kitchen, but when they don't want to keep it open, they can shut it, so all the tadkas are contained inside then.
So what we've tried to do is give them an open kitchen so that when his wife is working, she's also connected to what's happening in the living room and also in the dining room. Also, it's a great way to have a lot of light and ventilation constantly coming in into all the spaces.
Can you tell us more about the material used on these walls here?
Sure. If you see, like, it's a double-heighted space with two large windows. So what ends up happening is there's a lot of sunlight which completely heats up the place. Concrete acts as a cooling agent, and it completely cools down the temperature of the place, so you don't feel as hot as you would have normally felt here.
We don't get to see a lot of this. Where did you source these out from? Because they're not very common.
So this particular tile we've sourced from Ahmedabad,
Okay.
but it is also very easily available in Bombay. There are a lot of agencies which do concrete tiles. It roughly costs around 200 rupees a square foot, which is almost equivalent to a tile that you would use. Another alternative to concrete tiles is using natural IPS, which is very easily available with your civil contractors. You can completely do up your walls on site with IPS, and it almost gives you the same effect.
You know, I love the dining table that you've done for them. It looks very raw, and yet I think it's one of the fanciest elements I see in this home.
So as a designer, I really like the raw versus the finished look. So what we've done for the table is we've bought just a plain log of wood from the local markets in Baikala and designed simple metal legs with it. It's something that's really easy to do, but as well looks extremely elegant in a home.
If you had to describe your reaction to the home when it was finally done up, what would that one word be?
It's very spacious, it's very warm. A few of the compliments what we received is like the house will look, the design will look as good as, after 20 years also if you walk in.
Well, Mehul, it's been wonderful chatting with you. Thank you for the wonderful experience.
Same here, thank you.
So Nishita, do you think we can just take a look around the whole home and we can show our viewers all the lovely ideas that you have incorporated here, like the colorful pots and other such elements?
Sure, let's go.
Okay, so Nishita, maybe we can start with the open kitchen, which can also be enclosed. So you probably want to show our viewers the trick to this one. Wow, so that's half the kitchen enclosed. That is really nice. So now we have a kitchen and it's enclosed, and yet because of the glass it's very transparent, so you still get the feeling of a lot of space.
That's right. And we've done a similar thing for the dining room as well, where you can open and close the dining room whenever you feel like.
Nishita, this probably is my favorite part of this home that we are looking at today, and I think my viewers are dying to get a few more details on how they can do this table themselves.
So what we've done is we've sourced natural wood logs from a local market in Baikala. We've joined two different parts of the trunk and made it into a much wider table so that it's usable more easily.
Nishita, I see a lot of variations that you've used here in different shades of wood. So, this gives you different colors, and the chairs, even the cushions, they're kind of in keeping with the colors of wood. Of course, this beautiful table that I'm completely in love with. I wish it would fit into my car. I would take it home. And even right here, you have used so many different shades of wood.
So the entire concept for the house was to use just one or two materials, but use it in all the different forms and colors that it is possible to do in.
Even here, this wall that you have used a different material, but if you didn't tell me, I'm sure just like me, our viewers wouldn't be able to guess that this is actually wallpaper.
So it's also a great way, to make the whole space look less over-designed, where you try and match different textures together.
Yeah. Nishita, also a very peculiar feature. Usually you don't get to see mirrors in a dining room, especially if it's done in such a minimalistic way.
A mirror here is specifically put so that it reflects the entire length of the room and doubles it up. Let's go on and see the DIY pots now.
So we see the DIY pots here that anybody can do it themselves, correct?
That's right. And it's also one of the most interesting parts about this terrace is they wanted everything to be very muted. So what I've done is added pops of color through planter pots, and it's something that somebody can easily do it at home. So like you can easily work with different patterns. Like you see here, I've experimented with triangles, whereas here I've experimented with solid colors.
True to your word, what you said is that you love to do weather-friendly designs, and we are on an open terrace, and I can see that the owners have not bothered to enclose it.
Because they have such a beautiful terrace, like closing it up would not do justice to it. So what we did is instead bought outdoor furniture. This furniture is completely weatherproof and waterproof, so you can use it on your terraces and let it get wet. Like without having to worry.
Well, I guess the furniture is more weather resistant than you and me, so maybe we should rush back inside.
That's right, let's run. So Simi, I'd love to share some more ways in which you can reuse waste wood, while doing up your house. For example, we have this beautiful frame here. If you look closely, it's actually small slices of plywood, which is the most commonly used construction material in our homes. So we've stuck them together and given it a beautiful polish and sanded it to make a nice frame for your passageway.
Well, I would never be able to tell that these are small pieces of ply that have been put together, but it's the same story with your door handle.
That's right. So if you've seen here, we've designed these beautiful door handles for all the rooms here out of the leftover wood that we had.
Nishita, I think that's such a fabulous idea, because any average home would have at least 25 doorknobs or door handles.
That's right, and it's a great way to customize these door handles if you don't want to buy ready products from the market.
Yes, and that's a lot of money being saved there. So
that's right. So now we're going into the master bedroom.
Well, this has been great fun, figuring out how you can use your leftover woods, whether it's the frame or the door handles. And here I think you're about to show our viewers something else that they can do with their leftover pieces of wood.
So what we've done here is we've used small strips we've cut wood into like small strips and made like a beautiful backrest out of it for our sofa.
Okay.
And it kind of also becomes like a design element, so it's not necessary that your waste material is actually waste. So we've been very smart about designing the furniture. For example, from far this looks like a desk or a table, but it actually also doubles up as like a dressing unit.
Oh.
So when you're facing the mirror, what you can do is pull this right next to you and easily access all your requirements from here.
Nice.
And then when you don't need it, it very conveniently slides back and doesn't become like a clutter in the room.
So it's been really informative spending time here at your client Mehul's home.
And I hope everybody watching the show try to implement this in their home.
I'm sure they're going to. It's time now to visit C. Tribhuvan Das, the store from where Nishita regularly sources for all her projects. Over to Nishita.
C. Tribhuvan Das is a store I visit very often when I source material for my projects. They have an extensive selection of tiles and are a very reliable source. The owner, Mr. Samir, is someone who I really trust when it comes to tiles. So Samir, both of us have known each other for a very long time, but our viewers would love to know more about your store.
So C. Tribhuvan Das can offer you a wide range of solutions like tiles for indoor, outdoor, tiles for kitchen, bathrooms, living rooms, your outside terraces. Nowadays you get tiles from various sizes like 4 inches by 4 inches to 4 feet by 4 feet. This is one of the new invention where you get such a big slab. Today with the new technology which has come, digital printing, you can make a replica very close to Italian kind of marble look, wooden tiles, stone look tiles, which was not possible a few years back.
Could you give us like a rough idea about the cost implications of tiles?
You get right from 60 rupees to 150 rupees range. Most of the Indian brands are available in that kind of ranges. Imported tiles, when you speak about, it is starting by and large from 200 rupees square feet onwards up to 500, 550.
The most important thing about tile is that it's extremely easy to maintain, especially in places like a kitchen, where you're constantly using harsh chemicals and masalas, so tiles don't even stain very easily.
Today tiles have become too strong tiles. You are now getting porcelain tiles which are very, very strong, They are very, very durable, easy to maintain.
So also, could you tell our viewers what different kinds of tiles are available in the market today?
Yeah, you have plenty of varieties available where you get printed material matching to the plain colors. So whether you want rustic kind of look or you want modern look, you can easily manage with tiles.
So recently I've done a project which is a residence, and we've used large tiles there which are in the size of 4 feet by 4 feet, which I've purchased from Bhuvan Das. One of the good parts about using such a large tile is that it makes the flooring look much more larger than it actually is. Another place where we've used the tiles is in one of the bathrooms, where we've used these beautiful hand glazed and hand painted tiles. These tiles act like highlighters and they really brighten up the entire space.
And nowadays trend is slightly shifting towards matte finish tiles.
Also, one of the good things about matte finish tiles are that you get anti-skid tiles these days, which avoid slipping in wet areas in the bathroom. So they're a great alternative. In fact, they're a great option to use in the bathroom.
You're right.
Thank you, Samir, for giving us all this wonderful information on tiles today.
We'd like to just go through the few ranges which you can use for your customers.
Yes, definitely.
I will show you the latest trend which are available today in market. These tiles are basically used as a highlighter, and you can use plain white tiles supporting this. For bathrooms or kitchen areas, you can use this kind of product. These products we are recommending for mainly passage area or terraces area. This is a very trendy kind of tiles we introduce for bar areas or kitchen platforms. You can use this.
I think these days people are always looking for something more trendy for their bar area, or like a kids room or something like that, where you could use such tiles, to highlight the place.
Right. Now for Mediterranean kind of look tiles, we have few ranges, and this is our latest introduction, where the important thing is to give a proper blue color floor, like a pottery blue. So if you have that floor and this kind of tiles, your powder room can come out extremely well.
I think highlighter tiles work great, as a design element, because they add a whole different dimension to the bathroom.
Right. Now, since you are referring to highlighter tiles, we are also having a glass mosaic. This we are importing from Spain, and these tiles is easy to fix compared to regular tiles which are available in market, and you can really enhance that area by using different colors with the regular tiles. So this glass mosaic of Izari tiles is very popular, and we are doing quite well with this product.
So Samir bhai, what is the latest color and style trend that you have noticed in tiles these days?
See, many customers, they prefer aqua colors nowadays for their bathrooms, and we have few colors to support this kind of trend, and they are very popular in the Indian market. As I told you that very close to wooden tiles are available. These are the different colors you get, lighter to darker shade, and this is one of the most popular range in our wooden tiles what we are selling.
So it's a great alternative for people who don't want to spend too much money on wooden flooring, and you think they could use tiles as an alternative to it.
Yeah, it is easy to maintain and it looks very close. Even texture is very close to natural wood.
So before signing off, I'd like to give you all some tips that you all can use when you all are doing up your house. If you like a material or a product that's expensive and doesn't fit your budget, try to compromise on another material or product so that you can balance your budget at the end of it. Try to use colors that will soothe your eyes and will last you for at least 10 to 20 years. Try to design furniture and spaces that are flexible and can be used in various ways. Try to reduce the amount of waste at the end of the project by reusing it in various ways. For example, you could reuse the wood in your house to make photo frames as well as trays for your kitchens. Try to design keeping in mind the Indian climate. For example, you could use waterproof material or waterproof furniture for your outdoor, as well as use concrete or IPS on your walls to cool down the temperature.
Hope you enjoyed all the tips that were given by Nishita. See you again for another episode of The Interior Show with a very talented designer, and that's my promise.